I'm here today with Chad Milner from Integrity Mortgage, and we are in their beautiful new office in Heath, Texas. They just moved in recently, and it truly is beautiful,
Yeah,
Chad.
thank
We
you
love
so
it.
much.
You're welcome. Chad, I get so many questions lately with the way things are right now from people that are thinking about buying.
Sure.
They are always asking me questions, so I wanted you to enlighten us a little bit today on some of those questions.
Perfect.
So the main question I get, and I'm sure you can figure that out, is what are the interest rates now?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that go into interest rate, obviously, so we'll kind of talk generality.
Okay.
And then, of course, if you have specific questions, we'd love to visit with you about that and kind of give you some more direction and guidance on that. But a lot of things that go into it, down payment, so what is your current equity position? What does your credit score look like? Those are kind of the main drivers, right, that we look at. But in general, if you're talking interest rates today, depending on the loan product, if you're in an FHA product, you're going to be in the low to mid twos. So that's a phenomenal interest rate as you can expect. So that's great for buyers that are out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking a conventional loan, typically they're a little bit higher than what you're going to find with government loans like FHA and VA and USDA and things like that. But you're still in the twos, so there's still a two in front of that number. So really, really strong right now. It's a great time to be buying.
That's totally incredible. So you talked a little bit about how the interest rate is determined, because that's the other question I get asked a lot. It's like they think it's just one set rate, and that's not. There's so many variables that go into it. And since I'm not a lender, I can't answer those questions for you, so I send them to you.
Yeah.
So, Chad, is now a good time to buy?
Now is a really, really great time to buy. With interest rates being where they are, and we were going to discuss this, but we'll kind of go into it now, right? But just talking about that buying power. So what do interest rates do for that, right? So if you're getting this super great interest rate in the twos, or maybe it's in the the low threes, whatever that is, right? That makes now the time to buy, because as those interest rates go up, you lose that buying power. And by buying power, what that means is we look at what's called your debt to income ratio, right? So whatever your income is, your gross monthly income versus what your outgoing expenses are on a monthly basis that are on your credit report, that would include the new housing payment, right? So the new housing payment, the higher it is, the less buying power that you have. So with interest rates being so low, now's a great time to buy because your buying power is greater, right? It's better because that your payment on your home is going to be less. So now, if you want to get in the market, now's a great time to do that. And with rates where they are, so your buying power is high.
Right, I agree. Never a better time.
Yeah.
For example, and to make it a little simpler, if you can buy a $250,000 home now, if interest rates go up, you might only be able to afford $200,000 because of your payments. So you might not be in the neighborhood that you wanted to be in. So there's something else to really think about.
Yeah. So like for those folks that are, maybe your credit score's not quite where you want it to be, and so you're thinking, well, maybe I wait a year and I get my credit score up. Well, that may be a detriment to you, right? Because if rates continue, if rates do go up, right? No crystal ball here, unfortunately. I'd be a very rich man, but
yes, you would.
if rates do go up and your credit score improves, maybe you get the same rate now with the credit score that you have as to what you could get in the future, right? With a little bit better credit score.
Right.
So
so those are things to think about. You might want to be in a certain school district, a certain neighborhood, whatever. So those are all things to think about. So this is the other question I get asked, and most people really don't understand this. They'll say, well, how much is the down payment, or what do I need for closing costs and that? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's kind of confusing to people. I hear all the time, well, I know you have to have 20% down, and that's not accurate. So.
That is not accurate, yeah. So there's a lot of great loan products out there, anywhere from 0% down to whatever you really want to bring to the table, right? So you have USDA loans and VA loans if you were lucky enough to be a military veteran, and thank you for your service. Then they have 0% down, and the interest rates on those are so good right now. USDA loans are 0% down. FHA loans are 3.5% down, and then there's also a conventional loan that's 3% down if you're a first-time home buyer. So that's a great program that's available for you as well. So interest rates on those are super competitive too, depending obviously on that criteria we talked about with your credit score and things of that nature. But yeah, you can definitely get into a home for a lot less than 20% down. Closing costs, what you can typically expect to pay is going to be around 2.5% to 3% of whatever that sales price is.
Okay.
So always factor that in when you're coming to the closing table. You know, for closing costs, you're going to pay lender fees, you're going to pay title fees, you're going to pay to set up your escrow account if you choose to have that. So that's some of the things that go into that number that you can expect to pay in addition to your down payment.
Right, and also during the process, you're going to have an inspection, which has nothing to do with the lender, but there's another additional fee that people need to factor in. It's not huge; it's probably $300 to $400 depending on your inspector, but it's just something to think about when you're doing all these things. Factor in a lot of different things. Yeah. So that was very, very informative, and I appreciate you really educating people because there are just a lot of confusions out there. Now, I know I will say this, for investors, the down payment is different, and that might be where some people think, they say to me all the time, well, you have to have 20% down, which you just said is not accurate. But tell us about investors. What is their...
Yeah, so actually Fannie and Freddie will allow you to do as little as 15% down. Now, the interest rates on those are not really good. Okay, and you're going to have mortgage insurance if you put down less. We typically tell most folks you want to try to get to 20% if you can, and then if you get to 25%, the interest rate is that much better for you. So yeah, it's absolutely a different loan program. For anybody that's looking to buy, just get with your favorite lender, and they'll give you the ins and outs in today's market and what you're going to need and what you should expect. And if you need a resource, we'd love to be a resource for you here at Integrity. So.
You are an awesome one. And this is still a great time for people to be buying second homes and investment homes too with interest rates this low. That's something else that people can think about doing. So yeah.
And we're getting a lot of folks that are moving here from out of state.
Yes,
obviously Texas and the DFW area in particular is a great place to live.
It is. I just got 2 yesterday that are moving here.
There you go.
From Arizona. So so there's...
We're kind of in a bubble here, right?
It's a great bubble.
It's a great bubble, great place to live, great time to be in this industry. So
it definitely is, And it's great to have a great lender like you, Chad. You just do amazing work, and we appreciate Chad so much because he gets things closed and he gets them closed on time, which is really, really important in this market and any market. So is there anything else that you want to add that we haven't covered that you can think of that's...
I don't think so. I think we're in a great place. Now's a really good time to buy. Get in touch with Kathy. She has my contact information if you need us. And of course, they do a fantastic job of making sure you're buying the right house for you, and that house falls into that market, and it's a good buy for you as well. So
we appreciate it very much, Chad. And I just want to say, if you need any other information or you need help buying a home, Larry and I, Osmeyer, are here to help. Thank you and have a great day. And Chad, we appreciate what a great job and great information you provided.
You bet.